Okay, hi everybody. Today we are going to do a graded activity. So it's going to be graded like a concept check, but it's actually a practice that's going to be turned in at the end of class. So I'm going to go over a couple with you just to remind you about how to solve inequalities. And then I'll also give you two that you can have as examples on your paper as you work through the other ones. You are allowed to use your notes today, and I definitely think you should use your calculator. So let's get started. You have a worksheet from the guest teacher, and on the front, there are 12 problems that you need to solve. So in order to get full credit, you need to show me all your steps. If there's not enough room on this paper that you see on the screen and that you have in front of you, you can take out your spiral and you can show all your steps in there, and then take those papers out and turn them in with your snow person worksheet. On the back of this worksheet, there is a snow person, and I'm going to show you kind of what we're going to do with this. So there's really two parts to this activity today, and this is what you'll be working on. All right, so let's get started. We're going to do a couple together. So get ready with your pencil and your calculator and decide if you're going to do the work on this worksheet, or in your spiral. And I am going to share a new screen. So here we go. Okay. So you should, oops, let me go back to that. Sorry. All right. So you should see this is the front page of your worksheet, and it's the first 6 problems. Now you have 12 that you're going to do, but we're going to do 2 together. So we're going to start with problem number 3. So find number 3 on your worksheet right here. All right, we've been doing lots of practice on these, so there should be nothing surprising on this. We're going to follow the same steps. So our first step is to draw our line. Our variable is on the other side than where it usually is. So we're just going to work from this side. So we cannot do anything with the -9 because there'll be nothing over there. So we need to undo the 6 by subtracting 6. So please use your calculators. -9 minus 6 is -15. Is less than 3x. I put that little sign there. We want to keep our sign exactly the same. And now my x is attached to a times 3. So the opposite is divided by 3. And I end up with -5 is greater than, the 3's cancel out, and I'm left with x. Now you might think we should switch our sign because this side is negative, but the only time we switch our sign is if the number that we're dividing by, this 3 up here, is negative. I'm not dividing by a negative number, which means that my side started as negative and it ended as negative. It did not change sign, so I don't flip my inequality. So remember, you're looking for the number at the very end that's attached to x. If it's negative when you divide, you flip your sign. If it's positive, you don't. All right, now I need to look for my answer down below. And when I look below, the x is actually on the other side. So I have to read this backwards. What might help is if you switch how this is written. So we're going to switch the x and the -5, so it looks like our answers. But I need to be very careful. The closed side should be pointing towards my x, and the open side should be facing my -5. So I can switch them. That means I need to switch my sign. So now I see that x is less than -5. So my answer matches this one, which says that my snow person should have round buttons. So when you're decorating your snow person, you want to be neat. If you want to get it colorful, you can use colored pencils or crayons. I have some, the guest teacher has some that they can give you. You can be really creative if you are artsy, or otherwise you can just make it basic. You're just going to follow the answers that you get. So it said round buttons. It doesn't matter how many you make. I'm just going to make 2 here, but you have to make sure that they're round like it said instead of square. Okay, now I'm going to go back and do my next one. Before I do the next one though, I'd like to focus on number 2 and number 6. Remember, when you have parentheses, your first step is to multiply. And if you see a negative sign outside of the parentheses, you need to remember that that means -1 is being multiplied into your parentheses. Okay, that's just the hint I'm going to give you for numbers 2 and 6. And then the next one that I would like to do with you is number 5. So hopefully you copied 3, so you have 1 done. Let's do number 5 together, and then you'll have 2 done. So for number 5, we have -3x plus 18 is less than or equal to x plus 6. So I'm going to draw my line, and as I am, I'm thinking about the fact that I have x's on both sides. So since I have x's on both sides, I need to get rid of 1. My answer key down here has x on the left. So I'm going to just subtract this x. I have a 1x. I'm going to subtract 1x so that I can move my x's over to this side, and then I won't have to switch anything at the end. So remember, you have to undo the x's on one side first. Use your calculators. -3 minus 1 is -4x plus 18. I'm going to keep my sign less than or equal to 6. All right, now the next step is I have to undo this plus 18 by doing a -18 on both sides. Again, use your calculators. -4x is less than or equal to 6 minus 18 is -12. All right, and my final step is to divide by -4. -12 divided by -4 is +3. X is on this side. I divided by a negative number, so I need to flip my sign. My side started as negative and now it's positive. So I need to flip my sign again, which means that this is the answer that matches. X is greater than or equal to 3. So remember, if you're dividing by a negative number, here we divided by a positive number, so we did not flip our sign. Here we divided by a negative number, so we did flip our sign. Now we on our snow person, we need arms that are pointing up instead of down. So when I go to my snow person, it doesn't matter how you make your arms. That's totally up to you. You can create them however you want. You can, for example, make them kind of like a stick arm, or if you want, you can make them an arm that has maybe a mitten on it or a glove. It's your choice. You're a snow person. You're going to decorate it however you see fit. So for the remainder of the period, you have 10 more problems that you need to try. You will solve them and then decorate the snow person based on how your answer, what your answer is, or how the inequality faces in your answer. You can use your notes. You can ask questions if you need to, if they can be answered by maybe you're quietly ask your neighbor or the guest teacher or Miss Babu Ganesh. Okay, and then once you're done, you can turn it in and there's some online activities for you to do. But most of you, I think, will be just finishing at the end of class. And if you worked really hard and didn't finish, that's okay. I'll give you extra time tomorrow. But just please make sure you are working your best today, that you're treating our guest teacher with respect and kindness. And I know you guys are going to do great on this. So I hope you have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow.